These are your instructions to creating the skill sets 5 through 10. Uh, it's going to be broken up into a few videos, starting with task number 1, and depending upon how much time that each task takes, depending upon how long each one of the videos will be. So there are 25 tasks on the sheet, and some things I have eliminated, and some things that have changed a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. So task number 1 is to change the wall heights of the 3 interior walls that are 20 feet tall and change them to the height of level 1. So in order to see which walls that they are, you have to actually put this into a 3D view. And you can see the 3 walls that need to be changed. Now there are 2 different ways of changing these. So actually it's 3. From this view, you can actually click on the wall and drag it down to match the height, but you have to kind of watch the numbers as it goes along. You can also click on the wall and you can go change the unconnected height. In this case, it'll be 10 feet. Or you can also do what's called match type. Let me check these walls. I think they're 9 feet. All right, 9 feet. That's what I thought. There we go. All right, and you can also do what's called match type. So since all the interior walls are the same, you can go to the modify toolbar, click on match type properties, select the host wall, and then select all the walls that need to be changed. Like so. So I think the rest, that's all of them. All right, so this wall right here is going to be changing, so that's going to be another fix that you'll be doing. All right, so for that particular one, you're going to click on the wall, you're going to drag this down to the corner, and you're going to close up the gap. All right, so on task number 2, let's finish with task number. I'm going to sort of jump down to task number 7 real quick because it kind of goes along with number 1. All right, so for these exterior walls here, they are not the same as the rest of the house. So again, there's 2 different ways of changing. You can hit the drop down and put it on generic. I'm sorry, not generic, but exterior brick or metal stud. All right, and you can also do match type. So modify, match type, select the host wall, and select the wall that's got to be changed. And that'll satisfy number 1 and number 7. So you can check those 2 off already. All right, so on number 2 is probably is more time consuming than anything else. So on task number 2, you are to adjust the countertop to cover this cabinet fill right here. So cabinet fill in between between the cabinet and the stove. So you just simply click on the cabinet top and use the blue arrows and drag those across to close that in. All right, so in the rest of it, you're going to you can either mirror this, or you can also change the size of it to be a bigger cabinet, a bigger base cabinet. But you can't use the sink base units for that part, but you can use one of these others. All right, and then you can fill in the gap with another cabinet, such as a 12-inch, which you may have to load. So you just click on component, load family casework, base cabinets, and this come in a variety of smaller sizes. And we can kind of fit that up in there like so. Now if you notice, we still have like a small gap there. So what we're going to do is actually make the adjustment on this, which is not where it's supposed to be. And then we're going to see if we can fill this with another cabinet on the corner. So the 12-inch may be too big, but we're going to check it to see. And it is. It's a little bit too big for that corner. So what we're going to do is find one that actually goes down to maybe a 9-inch. So if I'm not mistaken, let's see. I do believe I think that one actually goes down to a 9-inch. Oh, it's already in here. So let's check to see what we already got on it. So let's just check all our cabinets and see what we got. And if that doesn't work out, then we can actually, oh, there it is. We already had one. So we got one that's a 9-inch cabinet. And that one can go there instead. And that's a perfect fit. So we can delete that one. All right, so we're still gonna have a gap right here, which means that we can just utilize this cabinet filler that we already have over here in order to fill that in. And I'm just gonna simply mirror it. And I'm gonna draw my own mirror line. And that was not a good line. So let's try that again. Or let's just copy it. And we'll put that right there. Okay. We'll stretch it slightly to close it up. So we'll take a look at this in 3D. And we'll shift this around. You shouldn't have any gaps anywhere in your cabinetry. Although we shouldn't have a gap anyway because this one actually moved itself. So we may not even need that one. So let's take a look back at that again. Didn't realize that it had kind of expanded itself over. I'll tell you what, well, let's just reduce the size of it. It might be easier. So let's go down to 39. And then we'll align the views, align the two objects. We'll pick our host, that one, and that looks like it may work pretty good. It just needs to be just a wee bit bigger. Actually, it doesn't, which means that we don't actually need that cabinet filler anymore. At least not on that side. All right, so we'll just slightly stretch this to cover that. So, all right, so next you'll just do your wall cabinets. So some of them are already loaded, some of them are not. It appears that we don't really have any loaded. So we're gonna load family. all cabinets, and I'm just going to choose. I'm just going to actually choose all of them except for that first one. And I'm not going to choose the one that's glass. So I hold down the control key and pick that over. All right. So we'll put a few cabinets in, and you have to adjust the size of them. As you go along. All right, so I'm not going to spend time putting them all in. All right, so the one thing I will show you for the rest of this video is how to get the range hood. So there's architecture, component, load family, specialty equipment, domestic, high end, and you can find a range hood that we'll put over the stove. And it doesn't come in sizes like I wish it would, but it doesn't. So this is a 36-inch, but it only comes in two sizes, so a 30 and a 36. So the 30 might be better fit. In the 36. Take a look at it. And if it does this, we just change the elevation on it. Because right now it's sitting on the floor. So we'll just change the offset. So we'll change the offset to 5. So make it sit up a little bit. It's supposed to. And then you'll fill in the rest of the cabinets as you in the kitchen. All right, so one thing that's not on the list that we probably do need to change is this window. This window is actually too big for the size, for the area that it's in. So it shouldn't be 72 inches tall. That's too tall for a kitchen window. So we're going to change it to a 48. That still may be too tall. And we'll change the header height back to 7. So it's a little slightly too tall for that area. So we may have to download a new window for it. So we'll go with just 24 by 24 double hung for right now. Change the header height back to 7 feet. And we'll pick a different window for that. Maybe even a slider. With the window, load family, windows, and I'm going to do a slider. Well, you know what? Let's do a double hung instead, just to make sure the look is still the same. All right, so let's go with something along the lines of a 36. I don't want anything that's too tall. So let's go to 34, 32. All right, so I'm just going to kind of pop this here. I'm going to match it. I could just delete it and put it in place, but it's probably easier if I just pop it in place and then match it. The problem with it is that the header height may not be the same. Yeah, so it's 2 inches off. So we'll do 7 feet. I guess we could just easily do the same. We can delete that and then go back to level 1 and move it over. and you may have to flip it. All right, so that's a little bit better, much better. And with the paint, with the window pane dividers and so forth, that made it matches the windows that are already on the house, so they look the same. Now you have an option if you want to change all of the windows to that style and just make them all double hung windows. You can also do that. So that is our task 1 and task 2 and task 7. And task 6, we can knock that one out real quick. And it's an easy task. You click on each one of the windows, and if it has a double arrow that's on the inside instead of the outside, then you flip those windows. So you just go around the house and you check all of the windows to make sure they're all on the correct side. So not all of them are flipped the wrong way. Some of them are and some of them aren't. All right, so last but not least, we're going to match this wall to this wall because this wall is in the garage and it needs to be a little bit thicker wall. So we're going to modify, match type, select the wall, select the hose wall, then select the one that's going to change. All right, so I got 16 minutes. All right, so this is task number. Let's see the task number on the back side. But let's see. I won't waste time looking for it, but what we're basically going to be doing is deleting one of the openings here. You're going to be changing this one, so you're going to edit type, duplicate it, and we're just going to call it 120/84. It's going to be 10 feet wide, and we're going to change the width of it from 5 feet. Okay. We're going to center it. It doesn't matter which side it's on. Oh, task number 8. Oh, wow, I'm looking at it. All right, it's got an arrow pointed to it. All right, so on task number 8. So that one, you can, after you do that, you can actually check that one off also.